Hello all, welcome back to the channel. So in this channel, this current playlist is completely about news today, which is compiled by Vision IS only. In this we will be discussing briefly about the topics that are in news, but this is not a newspaper analysis. The topics which are pulled out from the newspaper exclusively useful for prelims and mains only. So we'll try to cover as many as documents regularly as and when Vision IS releases these documents. And now today, without wasting any time, let's deal with this 23rd July 2025. We already covered 21st, 22nd, and also 20th. Now this is 23rd July 2025. Let's see how it goes. Okay, right. What's the first topic? First topic is US decides to pull out of UN Cultural Agency UNESCO. Yeah, right. USA recently has been withdrawing its membership from various organizations. Now, recently, they have decided to come out of this UNESCO. That is because of some difference of opinions, and also UNESCO being anti-Israel. That is one such reason for USA's decision. And this marks the third US exit from UNESCO, and second under the current leadership. Current leadership here is Donald J. Trump, and previously US has pulled out from WHO and also United Nations Relief and Work Agency for Palestine, and the third one is this UNESCO. And what will happen if USA withdraws from something? And what is the impact? Impact is mostly budgetary impact only. As you can see here, UNESCO's total budget, USA is providing up to 8%. And also other point is geopolitical impact. If USA withdraws from something, some other will take the opportunity to take over, right? Here that position is trying to taken over by China only. So geopolitical impact is another thing, and impact on multilateralism. You see, if uh, biggies like USA and other major countries are withdrawing from this multilateral institution, generally people will lose trust on this multilateral institution. It will impact the geopolitical stability, right? That's one other issue that needs to be understood. And coming to this UNESCO, what about UNESCO? UNESCO, the whole purpose is to bring peace and security through this education, science, and culture of different countries through collaboration. And UNESCO is headquartered at Paris, and it has 194 members and 12 associate members. And of all, the important point in this topic is that you need to remember these reports which are released by UNESCO. Global Education Monitoring Report, as I said, education, science, and culture, these three are the key topics of UNESCO. So the reports also reflects the same thing. Global Education Monitoring Report, World Trend in Freedom of Expression and Media Development is another thing. World Heritage Sites, that's related to culture, and Man and Biosphere Program, that is also one thing. Yeah, that's about this topic number one. And the second topic is Arctic is encountering unprecedented winter warming. Let us break down the sentence here. So, what's happening? Arctic is encountering unprecedented winter warming. It means that winter is becoming warmer, which is unprecedented. It means that it never happened before. Where it is happening? Arctic. This is the problem here. And what happens if winter is warming near Arctics? As we all know, Arctic is the place where snow is covered. If snow melts because of this winter warming, what will happen? Normally, water level will rise. If water level will rise, what will happen? It will slowly try to flood the coastal cities. That's one issue. And also, temperature difference will be unregulated now. That's one more cause. Let us see the problems here. Yeah, what are the reasons for all these like winter warming? Human caused global warming is one such problem, particularly amplified in Arctic. It caused what? Arctic waters to warm more. It means, in other words, it is called as this Arctic amplification. Increase in the temperature of Arctic zone is nothing but this Arctic amplification, as simple as that. And the factors for this Arctic amplification are reduced albedo, lapse rate feedback, water vapor triple effect, atmospheric heat transport. Nothing else is there, nothing so serious here. It's very easy to understand. What will happen if albedo is reduced? First of all, what is albedo? The ability for an object to reflect the sun's rays. So we all know snow has highest albedo and it is a white surface. White surface will reflect maximum amount of sunlight that is received. If this snow cover is reduced, what will happen? The amount of heat that is reflected back is reduced. If that is reduced, more heat is trapped in the Arctic region. It will lead to the warming of the Arctic region, which is nothing but this Arctic amplification. That is the whole point here. And lapse rate feedback. What is lapse rate? We all know that if we increase the height, it will gradually decrease the temperature of the air parcel. This is what the lapse rate is. We are dealing it with in a vertical direction. So lapse rate is nothing but vertical variation of temperature. Let us see what it is. In Arctic, warming from greenhouse gases is more pronounced near the surface, while in the tropics, extra heat spreads vertically due to convection. So, once you understand Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, then you can actually understand this point. So, in this topic, we'll discuss about AMOC and then we'll come back to this lapse rate feedback. Okay, and water vapor triple effect. Water vapor creates more clouds, obviously, contributing to heating, release heat during condensation into water, and acts as a greenhouse gas. Everybody knows that water vapor is actually a greenhouse gas. Water vapor triple effect can be seen. Water vapor actually creates more cloud cover, that is okay, contributing to heating, and releases heat during condensation into water. While having this condensation, we have this latent heat, right? That latent heat is released more and more, and that acts as this like a greenhouse gas only. So that is this water vapor triple effect. More and more heat is trapped here. Atmospheric heat transport. A larger increase in moisture in the tropics increase the rate of heat transport from tropic to Arctic. This is one more problem. We'll try to understand here. So this is tropics, this is Arctic, and what is happening? A larger increase in moisture in the tropics increases the rate of heat transfer from tropics to Arctic. More heat is transferred from tropics to Arctic. This is one more problem with this Arctic winter warming. And first of all, Arctic is warming more, and also heat from this tropic is also transported to Arctic. More and more heat is trapped around this Arctic region. These are all the problems. And let us try to understand why in the tropic regions warm water is getting accumulated. That is the whole point we need to understand here. That is because of the Arctic amplification only. One of the reason is Arctic amplification. Because of Arctic amplification, more heat is getting trapped in the tropics, and the mechanics behind that we'll try to understand that through this thermohaline circulation. Thermo means heat, haline means salt. Thermohaline circulation, as simple as it can get. If you observe, this orange color thing is warm water, and the blue color thing is cold water. Generally, what happens is that during the near this equator, generally more sun rays will be fallen. It means that it gets heated much more quickly. And what will happen to the surface water in this region? Surface water in this region will be warmer, obviously. And due to the presence of ocean currents, what will happen? This warmer surface ocean currents will move in this direction. And once this warm current goes in this direction, what will happen? It loses its heat because of this cold, rigid, frozen area here, frigid zone here. This warm air gets cooled. Once a water parcel gets cooled, what will happen? Its density increases. If density is increased, it will go into the deeper layers of the ocean. So what will happen? This warm air is transported to here, and it is cooled, and also dense water is circulated inside the ocean, and it is circulated back to this region back. Okay, do you see this? Yeah, all this blue color cold water is the lower layers of the ocean. this orange color warm thing is on the surface of the ocean. That is one thing you need to remember. And this, what is the sea that is present here? Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. So, and this circulation entirely is called as Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, because it is overturning. Warm water is getting overturned to this cold water. This is what is supposed to happen naturally. But now what is happening? This is getting warmer and warmer. If this is getting warmer, the warm air that is coming from tropics will not get cooled. If it not get cooled, it will not get dense, and it will not go to the deeper layers of the ocean. And mixing of this ocean water will not happen. That is necessary for transportation of heat from tropics to poles. So this is what is happening. If Arctic amplification is happening, heat is getting more here. If heat is getting more here, the warmer air that is coming from this equator does not get cooled in this region, and it will not go into the deeper layers of the atmosphere, and it will not come in this direction. A mixing of water will not happen. This is what the problem is. If warm water is not getting cooled here, what will happen? Generally more warm water will be trapped in this tropics region only. That's what we've been discussing. Now let's come back to the point here. So what's happening? In the tropics, more warm water is getting trapped. The cold water from the Atlantic region is not getting mixed with the tropical region. It means that tropic region, more warm water is getting trapped. It means that, you see here, in this lapse rate feedback, in Arctic, warming from greenhouse gases is more pronounced near the surface, while in the tropics, extra heat spreads vertically due to convection. So, what kind of water is getting trapped in the tropics? Warm. If more warm water is trapped in the tropics, what will happen? More convection can happen in the tropics. That's what's happening here. That is this lapse rate feedback. And atmospheric heat transport. A larger increase in moisture in the tropics increases the rate of heat of transport from tropics to Arctic. More heat is trapped in the tropics, and from this tropic it is transported to Arctic. But in that, more warm water is getting accumulated in the Arctic region, and this is not getting cooled and circulated back from the lower layers of the ocean. Okay, that's what the problem is here. And coming to the impact of Arctic amplification, it will accelerate the global warming. It's very easy to understand. Permafrost thawing releases CO2. If more and more warm region is getting developed, what will happen? Permafrost thawing. Thawing means, like you can say, if an ice melt, you can call it as thawing, okay, in layman terms. Permafrost means a layer present in an ice format for more than 2 years. That is called as permafrost. That is found in this Arctic region, permafrost. If more and more heat is getting trapped in this Arctic region, it will happen. What will happen? This permafrost thawing will happen. If more permafrost thawing is happened, the CO2 trapped in that ice sheets will come out, and methane from the stored organic carbon. It means that amount of CO2 in the atmosphere will increase. Yeah, and ecological change is also there. Winter warming and rain remove insulating snow, exposing tundra and microbes to harsher temperature differences. And impacts on India. What is an impact on India then? Disruption of Indian monsoon. Can you relate this Arctic amplification to Indian monsoon? We can do it actually. So, declining in the Arctic sea ice is linked to stronger monsoon, leading to extreme rainfall events. That is very counterintuitive. Let me explain. They are saying that because of this Arctic amplification, there is an increase in rainfall in India. We have to try to correlate that. See what is happening due to Arctic amplification, temperature is increasing, and also what is happening in this tropical region, warmer air is getting trapped here. Warmer air in the sense, if we have 27 degrees sea surface temperature, what does it mean? It will slowly become a low pressure zone, and it is one of the conditions for formation of tropical cyclones. Okay, so warmer air is getting trapped in the tropics. That warmer air slowly leads to the development of low pressure zone in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. Low pressure zone in the sense, more vapor is evaporated to the higher levels, and clouds are formed. More heavy rainfall can be seen in India. That is one thing. And sea level rise, it's self-explanatory. You understand, if ice melts, sea level will rise. Increased economic and social risks. agricultural loss, health impacts, infrastructure damage, etc. All these things can be understood easily. And next topic, Supreme Court gave its observation on balancing protection of stray dogs with concerns of citizens. This topic is about stray dogs. Supreme Court saying that, yeah, of course, you need to feed the stray dogs, but more and more number of stray dogs on the streets will impact our lives only, because stray dogs, as you know, what they'll do. If you go on a scooty, what they'll do, they'll accompany you for few meters, and also they bring some music through barking only. They try to hunt you down, and all these things is a nuisance, right? And the best thing you can do while a dog is chasing you and barking, the best thing is to stop then and there, and dog gets confused and it will go back. Okay. For that you need to have some guts to do it. Yeah. And now coming to this point, there are some ethical issues concerning these stray dogs. See, compassion versus public order. Everybody is compassionate, most of the people are compassionate, sorry. Yeah, we want to feed the stray dog, but what will happen, more and more number of stray dogs will be there, and they create this public nuisance, right? That is one thing. And animal welfare versus public safety is another thing. See here, according to NCDC, more than 37 lakh dog bites cases were reported in India in 2024. First of all, what is this NCDC? NCDC is nothing but National Center for Disease Control. As per this report, around more than 37 lakh dog bite cases were reported in India in 2024. You see, one thing, I also love dogs so much, but be very careful with the dog bite, because rabies has no vaccination. Okay, in the sense, there is no treatment for rabies if you get rabies, and it's a very very difficult way to die, because you can't have water, but you feel thirsty. Imagine that scenario. It's very hard, and we be very careful with dogs, especially which are not vaccinated. Yeah. And ecological carrying capacity versus population control. Carrying capacity is something which means that ecologically there is a certain amount of food web or food chain can only sustain in a certain range of ecological area. That is its carrying capacity. For example, if in your institution or if in your home, if it is a 2 BHK, and imagine having 30 people all the time there, how it will be? It is more than its carrying capacity. That is its carrying capacity. And versus population control, that is another thing that you easily understandable. And this last point is utilitarianism versus deontological approach. This can be used very much in this GS4 ethics paper. What is this utilitarianism? If, for example, something ultimate good is happening to maximum number of people, it is okay if it hurt some few people. For example, you can say Mahatma Gandhi's approach is utilitarianism only. So many lives have been lost, but at what cost? We got this independence, which is good for greater number of people, but few of them have lost their life because of that. So greater good is happening with the harm being done to certain people. This is utilitarianism. It means that end is justified, and it does not matter what kind of means you have chosen to get this end. This is utilitarianism. If the end is benefiting more and more number of people, it does not matter what kind of path you choose to get there. And what is this deontological approach? Deontological approach is very clear, crystal clear. No matter the consequences, no matter what the consequences may be, I'll just stick to my principles. I'll do it as per my principles only. I will have this integrity. It means that means are glorified here. Means are given priority than end. Okay, that is this deontological approach. Okay, that is also must be followed while caring about the stray dogs. That's what the topic is all about. And provisions regarding stray dogs in India, we have this article 243W. Stray dogs and 243, it's very confusing actually if you look at it, because 243 deals all about panchayats and municipalities, right? But 243W deals with mandates that municipalities to control stray dog population, while article 51A places fundamental duty on citizens to have compassion for living creatures. These two go hand in hand in writing your answers as well. And what are the rules that we have? Animal birth control rules 2023 under this Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 to control stray dog population through sterilization and to curb the spread of rabies by vaccination. And now, court judgments, we have this Jallikattu case of 2014 has interpreted the right to life and liberty, Article 21, as extended to animals as well. Jallikattu case, please remember that, 2014. That's what about the stray dog case. Supreme Court has involved in that. And next topic is World Bank report highlights need for more investment in resilient and green urban infrastructure. So this topic is about urban infrastructure. This topic is about urban population. Nowadays, everybody, almost 35% of the Indian population resides in urban regions only. But by 2050, it is going to be around 70% or 75%. It means that we need to take care about urban infrastructure more. That is being highlighted by this World Bank report, and the name of the report is Towards Resilient and Prosperous Cities in India. What is the name of the report? Towards Resilient and Prosperous Cities in India. This World Bank highlights that we need to invest around $2.4 trillion by 2050. Much more for this resilient and green urban infrastructure. And India's urban landscape, if you look at it, urban population in 2020 has this 1/3 of the national population, that is around 33% only, around 480 million people. But what's going to happen? Urban population is likely to double to 951 million by 2050 itself. And by 2030, what will happen? Cities will account for 70% of all new employment generated and will contribute to 75% to GDP by 2050. Okay? And expansion in unsafe areas. Okay, fine. People wants to come from rural area to urban area. Where they'll settle? Generally, they settle wherever the place is there. They can't go to the prime locations and just settle there, just like that. Okay, that settlement extent in high flood risk areas grew by 1 or 2%. They generally go to this high flood risk areas, and it grew by 1 or 2%. That's what this report is also mentioning about. And climate risk too. Indian cities, flooding, 3.6 to 7 times of pluvial flooding. Pluvial is nothing but rain related. Rain related is pluvial only. By 2070, it's going to increase by this 3.6 to 7 times. Just imagine, right now this is rainy season and the rain is coming. What is happening? Entire road is taking bath. And imagine in 2017, it is increasing to 3.6 to 7 times. I think everybody by that time they construct their houses by leaving the parking space. Their actual home starts from the first floor itself. It must, it's better to do that, because, of course, parking area will get flooded. Where we'll go? We'll go to the terrace and wait for the helicopter to throw the food packets. So that must not happen actually, but we should look for this urban infrastructure which must be resilient and green. Okay, this is what we should hope for. Jokes apart, right? Extreme heat, 1/5 of the working hours in major Indian cities could be under high heat stress conditions by 2050. It means that by 2050, 1/5 of the working hours will be high heat stress. Now it is rainy season. Don't think that summer is good. You might have forgot about summer. That is the problem with human mind. If summer comes, we'll hate summer, and the rain comes, we'll forget about summer and hate rain. And after rainy season, some winter will come and we'll miss the rainy season and we'll hate some winter. This is how our human brain works, but it's okay. So during the summers, 1/5 of the working hours in major Indian cities will be under high heat stress by 2050. That's one thing you need to look at, because urban areas, there is one more major problem, that is urban heat islands. Urban heat islands. This is one more topic, if you are interested, can look into. City Climate Action Plan for Resilient Urban Development. These are all the initiatives or suggestions that has been given here. Please go through that. And the next topic is intellectual property filings in India surged 44% in the last 5 years. Intellectual property is nothing but, if I invent something, I want to patent it. That patenting thing is nothing but this intellectual property. For that we need to file somewhere, And this patent filing has surged 44% in the last 5 years. It means that in India people are inventing more now, or even if they are inventing, they are trying to file a patent more, like it is increased 44% in the last 5 years. Okay, this is very much important for any country, because just observe. Okay, whatever might be that, it may be AI, it may be like a space startup, it may be some other R&D, it may be a medicine or something. Okay, if a country like takes for example USA, they try to patent most of the things, right? AI, medicine, space related, all these things, it gives them a competition, it gives them this monopoly, right? For certain time at least, they'll grab all the money that they can. Okay, they'll try to control all the things. So intellectual property is something that is very economically useful actually. Okay, so India is also now increasing more and more in filing this intellectual property. And as per this Ministry of Commerce and Industry, geographical indication GI tags is where more IPs have been filed, 380% increased, and followed by designs, patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Especially everything of these mentioned have different time periods for renewal. Designs have some time periods to renew, patents have some time period, copyright, trademark, that you must definitely go through, right? And government initiatives to foster IP activities. So they have reduced this number of forms from 74 to 8. We have this well, even if you go to government offices, you are forced to go from desk 1 to desk 20, collecting the forms and all. That has been reduced here from 74 to 8. Ease of doing business is being improved here. Fee concession also been given here for startups and MSMEs. 80% fee reduction in patent filing, educational institutions as well, and 70% of fee reduction in designs for startups and MSMEs as well. And now programs and schemes. NIPAM is one thing. Please always remember this NIPAM. NIPAM is for National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission. It's very much important. And then there is this startup intellectual property protection scheme, where they go to IITs and all and create awareness about this intellectual property and how to secure your intellectual property, all these things. SIPP scheme is there. National Intellectual Property Awards is there to inculcate or incentivize the people to invent more. And there are certain international standards here, which is nothing but this Locarno agreement for industrial designs. Please remember, like for example, industrial designs. If I am designing an automobile and I have made a car almost look like a lorry maybe, and I want to patent it. What are the international standards for that? Locarno agreement for industrial designs. Just for layman terms, I'm trying to put here. Locarno agreement is an international agreement under WIPO, signed in 1968. Please remember. That's about intellectual property rights. And next topic is Article 143. Everybody knows 143 is not that love, it can be hate, it can be missing, anything can be there. It's not just love only. But Article 143 is related to Supreme Court's decision or opinion regarding any presidential reference. President gets confused sometimes and he wants to get his opinion, and who will ask? His big brother, Supreme Court. But is it discretionary power of president? Does he do it on his own? No. On the aid of and advice of Council of Minister. If these people get any doubt, they'll ask president to ask Supreme Court, because they can't directly ask Supreme Court. They need some other neutral person. That neutral person is president only. President will go to Supreme Court and knocks on the door of the Supreme Court and asks, this Council of Minister batch is not understanding something. Please, you try to understand it and tell me, and I'll tell it to them. That is the whole process here. Okay, but this presidential reference is of two types. One is related to pre-constitutional doubts. You can say simply pre-constitutional doubts, in the sense anything that is present already there, pre-constitutional, any law or something, anything that is pre-constitutional, that is one thing president can ask the Supreme Court. And the other thing is general anything that is related to law or current constitution. Okay, these are the two things where president can ask for the decision or opinion of Supreme Court. Okay, Supreme Court will think about it and tell it to president. But is it binding on the president? No, no, it's not binding on the president. But Supreme Court, if it is asked by the president to the Supreme Court may or may not answer in this case. In this case, but this pre-constitutional doubts, it is mandatory for the Supreme Court to answer about it. It's mandatory for Supreme Court to give its decision about this pre-constitutional doubts. But when it comes to general laws and constitution, current constitution, Supreme Courts is not mandatory for them to convey the opinion to president. Depending on the public, what you call, public importance, Supreme Court may tell his opinion or may not tell its opinion. Okay, this is what is all about. Article 143. Supreme Court issued notice to union and state governments on presidential reference on the powers of president and governor in dealing with state bills. Okay, and I think I've covered pretty much. Supreme Court may provide its opinion on the matter, but it is not binding on the president. Okay, and remember everything I told, and go to that article 143 and read all the sub clauses mentioned there. And Mahaday River or Mahaday River, it is actually present in the state of Goa. Many of you might already went to Goa, to this North Goa. South Goa is also really good actually. South Goa is more calm and peaceful. North Goa is full of tourist. It's flooded and also very violent. Okay, sorry for all the hate. It's not actually hate, but I also face something there. Okay, so while going to Goa, it's not about North Goa or South Goa. Or UPSC syllabus is in this river only, Mahaday River. That river you need to understand. You see, this river is originating in this Karnataka region and it is flowing towards this Goa region. And what is Karnataka doing? Oh, no, we don't. We will not give all the water to Goa. We'll construct this Kalasa Banduri project, and we'll also construct these barrages across Kalasa and Banduri, Mahaday tributaries, to divert water to Malprabha River. Malprabha River is somewhere here, so we'll divert some water to there. So obviously, who will protest? Goa will protest. So let us come to see this Mahaday River. It originates in Jamboti Ghat in Karnataka. It's somewhere here, Jamboti Ghat in Karnataka, and flows into Eastern Arabian Sea. This part is Eastern Arabian Sea. It flows through Goa, Karnataka and Maharashtra. Please keep that in mind. That's about this Mahaday River. And next one is Financial Inclusion Index, FII. Obviously, RBI must be coming to your mind. That's it. Your half job is done. And this Financial Inclusion Index is released every year in the month of July to increase our syllabus. And just kidding. And about the Financial Inclusion Index, it is first introduced in 2021, and a comprehensive index. It will provide details about banking, investment, insurance, postal and pension sector as well. Banking, investments, insurance, postal and pension sector. And to measure the extent of financial inclusion, how much financial inclusion has been done. That is the whole point of this Financial Inclusion Index. Let us see the index range. It is from 0 to 100. 0 is complete exclusion and 100 is full inclusion. Parameters are access, usage and quality. QUA or AQU, aqua kind of, yeah, you can remember. Access, how good is the access for the financial instruments, usage and quality. And most important point is that it has got no base year. Financial index, inclusive index has been constructed without any base year. That is one point you need to remember. Please keep that in mind or try to it somewhere. Right. Great Ruaha River. Great Ruaha River is in Tanzania. Tanzania is in the, if this is Africa and this is Madagascar, this is where somewhere you get Tanzania. Okay, Uganda, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. This is Tanzania, this is Madagascar. Great Ruaha River in Tanzania is drying up due to climate change and mismanagement driven by increasing human activities. Because of this mismanagement and human activities, Great Ruaha River in Tanzania is getting dried up. About the Great Ruaha River, it is one of Tanzania's major rivers and an important tributary of Rufiji River, largest river basin in Tanzania. It is a tributary of this Rufiji. Just take these names into your brain. Just keep it somewhere. Just lock it somewhere. Don't throw the key away. It is the main water sources for the Ruaha National Park. So where is this Ruaha National Park? Tanzania. And it is getting dried up. Come to the next part, Article 498A of IPC. Supreme Court ordered implementation of Allahabad High Court's 2022 guidelines. So it means that in 2022, Allahabad High Court must have given some guidelines, right? That guidelines is about the cooling period of 2 months in matrimonial cruelty cases. So in matrimonial cruelty cases, that is related to section 498A of IPC, Allahabad High Court has asked for maintaining this cooling period of 2 months. It means that if a wife put a case against her husband and their family, some cruelty has been done by husband and their family to the wife, police will not arrest after lodging the FIR for at least how much period? Cooling period of 2 months. That is what the guidelines have been given by Allahabad High Court. That is to prevent the misuse of this article section only, nothing else. And Supreme Court is also upholding that 2022 guidelines. And section 498A is to protect women from being subjected to cruelty by husbands or his relatives. Okay. What is the charge here as per this section? Punished up to 3 years in jail and a fine. The offence is cognizable and non-bailable. So here we have this cognizable. Let us try to write it somewhere. Cognizable, bailable is of two types, cognizable and non-cognizable. This is bailable and non-bailable. Cognizable is nothing but a person can be arrested only with warrant. For non-cognizable, he can be arrested without any warrant as well. Bailable means he can get permission to get out. That's bailable and non-bailable is very much understandable for you, right? You must be watching so many movies and you understand from there. And section 85 of Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita is similar to the provisions of section 498 of IPC. Next topic is biostimulant. Biostimulant. Let us understand biostimulant first. Any substance that stimulates physiological processes in a plant. Physiological means body related. If that process is stimulated through any substance, that is nothing but this biostimulant that in plants and helps enhance the yield from a harvest. Those are biostimulants. Actually, Union Agriculture Minister urged states to halt mandatory tagging of biostimulants with fertilizers. So these biostimulants are regulated through this Fertilizer Control Order 1985. It means that they come under this Essential Commodities Act of 1955. 1955. Biostimulants can actually improve nutrient availability and use efficiency, tolerance of stress, crop quality, crop yield, or whatnot. You can mention all of the above there. And here the problem is that Agriculture Minister urged the state to halt mandatory tagging of biostimulants with fertilizers. Fertilizers comes with subsidy, and this subsidy must be transferred to farmers. Okay, these farmers go and buy these fertilizers with the fertilizers at a trader. But these traders, what they are doing, they are forcing the farmers to buy biostimulants and nano urea. Unless the farmer is buying this biostimulants or nano urea, they are not allowed to get this fertilizer. It means that the farmer is being forced. This forced selling is nothing but this tagging. Okay, that's what needs to be halted. That directive is given by this Agriculture Minister. This is the whole topic here. And the next topic is winter fog experiment. Everybody must be knowing by this time, winter fog is always related to what? Delhi only, right? Mostly. So we need to understand what this winter fog is actually, how it is occurring, and so that we can deal with the problem. So winter fog experiments completes 10 years of dedicated research into North India's dense winter fog and its impact. Okay, the stubble burning and all these things are factors for this winter fog. It is one of the world's few long-term open field experiments focused solely on fog. Okay, solely on fog. If you come across this Wi-Fi, don't think it is a Wi-Fi, don't think it as a trading platform or something. This Wi-Fi is not about Wi-Fi also, but it is about winter fog experiments. Next, institutions involved in here is Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, which is headquarters in Pune, under this Ministry of Earth Sciences. Object is to develop better nowcasting, which is for this next 6 hours, and forecasting of winter fog. It's very much beneficial. And the next topic is Chola Gangam Lake. Tamil Nadu government announced to develop Chola Gangam Lake. So Chola Gangam is about Chola dynasty only. About this Chola Gangam Lake, also called Ponneri Golden Lake, it was built by Rajendra Chola in Gangaikonda, Cholapuram. So let us first briefly, for a 15 seconds, have an idea about the chronology here. Chronology of Imperial Chola dynasty. Chola dynasty started by this Vijayalaya, 850 to 870. Aditya I, Parantaka, Rajaditya, Aditya II, Karikala, Raja. Here the person is here, Raja. And then Rajendra, Kundavai. If we have watched this Ponniyin Selvan movie from Tamil Nadu, or you can say Tamil film industry, you can little bit betterly understood this Chola hierarchy. And this in this Rajendra I, it's all about this Rajendra Chola I, Chola Gangam Lake. It commemorates his victorious northern campaign and conquest of the Gangetic Plains. You might have already known from the movie, he goes to northern parts and tries to conquer land there, right? So same thing only. To commemorate that, Gangaikonda Cholapuram was created as the capital of Rajendra Chola I. And what is the lake here? Ponneri or Golden Lake, Chola Gangam Lake. They are trying to repair it now or developing now. And according to Tiruvalangadu copper plates, the lake was the liquid pillar of victory established by the king. Liquid pillar is nothing but, there is no such inscription on a copper plate or a Mehruli iron pillar, such thing like that. It's a liquid pillar of victory. Okay, the lake itself shows the victory. That's it, nothing else. And you see, yeah. Yeah, this is cognable and non-bailable. Pause the video and look at it if you want. And now, places in news. Pacific nation of Vanuatu, I don't know how I should pronounce it, yeah, has approached the International Court of Justice to classify environmental destruction as a ecocide. So we know homicide, we know suicide, we know genocide, all these things. And now we come across this ecocide, environmental destruction only, as simple as it can get. That is this ecocide. What is the nation here? Nation is present in this region, Vanuatu, Port Vila, right side of Australia. Actually, we have to say east side of Australia. This Papua New Guinea, all these, Micronesian countries will be there, right? Those things. And the location, Vanuatu is an archipelago. Archipelago is formed with the ocean convergence. Archipelago formed through this ocean convergence, right? An ocean place come and other ocean plates will come towards each other, and some kind of convergence will happen, and the island parts will form in a chain. That is archipelago, part of Melanesia, sorry, not Micronesia, in South Pacific Ocean, situated east of northern Australia and west of Fiji. Maritime boundaries surrounded by the South Pacific Ocean. This is South Pacific Ocean with an extensive exclusive economic zone. These islands are of volcanic origin, as we have discussed here, because two ocean plates coming together, archipelago will form. That is nothing but this volcanic origin only, right? Major islands, notable islands includes Espiritu, Santo, Malakula, Efete. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing them correctly, but yeah, that brings an end to this lecture. Hope it is a little bit useful, and try to give me feedback if you feel like we need to improve something. Yeah, see you in the next class. Thank you.